Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Di's Paradise, or welcome if you are new. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all my November reading wrap up. In the month of November, I read a total of 5 books. I had one 5-star read. You can look at all of my reviews and everything on Fable. I usually use Fable and Goodreads, and you can also follow me there and follow me on Goodreads as well. I will leave the links in the description box below. Y'all, the first book that I read in the month of November was Midnight by Beverly Jenkins. I really liked this book. Like it was cute. Okay, let me stick to the notes because y'all know I will go off on a tangent. This is a historical romance. It follows Faith. She is the daughter of an innkeeper during the American Revolution, or during the time when the American Revolution began. Nicholas, he comes back into town to settle some family affairs and starts a spicy one while he's there, if you know what I mean. Okay, girl. The thing that I really liked about this book, my shenanigans, I'm crazy, y'all. Okay, but the thing that I loved about this book was that it didn't center Black trauma, but it still does not ignore the reality of the times. No one really ever talks about what it was like to be a Black person in any other aspect, especially in America, in like during these times when it's the American Revolution. We always mainly center on the fact of, okay, slavery existed, which I understand. Yes, like, do not ever deny the fact that slavery existed. But in this book, she goes into detail about, you know, what it's like to be a free Black person, what it's like to be someone who is a well-read, free Black woman. Wow. 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 That was beautiful to me, and I really appreciated that. And man, I mean, there was even instances where it was mentioned in the book, like the Freemasons, the Black, chapters of the Freemasons, and just like certain things like that, where it's like, we know that we have been excluded from those conversations or from those historical accounts. But we were there, and we weren't there just in the context of slavery. And I really wish that it would also be expounded upon that Black people were there in these instances in different ways than just as enslaved individuals. So I really like that aspect of the book. I really like that it was very realistic. It did not ignore history, but nor did it necessarily center our pain in the historical context that it was set in. Yeah, I love that. I also liked, and this is crazy for me personally, I like the conservative romance feel of it all. Like, it was definitely different in comparison to the other books that I read in terms of romance specifically. And it was more conservative, and it was just kind of cute. It was kind of cute, and it definitely reminded me of my initial years getting into romance. Like, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And now that I'm thinking, I might give it 4.5. Because at the time when I was rating it, I was only rating it based off of just like whole numbers. So I might change my rating. But I loved it, and I would recommend it. And I definitely know that I will be picking up more Beverly Jenkins romance books. Yeah. The second book I read was The Orc Prince by Croix Hudson. I read this via Kindle Unlimited. I do not have a Kindle Unlimited account. I signed up for the free trial. The novel follows some lady. I don't remember her name, and I don't remember her name because honestly I felt like she was quite irrelevant to the storyline, which really sucks because I usually remember names. I remember names. Her name, I don't remember. And also the fact that the main male character, Igor, kept giving her all different types of puppy love names and nicknames and stuff. And I was just like, yo, there's too many nicknames in here for this one person. It's kind of giving me, say my name, you acting kind of shady and calling me baby, you know, like it's kind of giving that, like, you know, when a dude gives you a whole bunch of pet names because he can't remember your real name. And you just like, you know what, obviously you're not mine, obviously I'm not yours, that man is not your man, okay? Like, it was giving that to me personally. I'm done acting crazy. Let me stop. Am I ever really done acting crazy though? No. It follows a human woman who falls in love with an orc named Igor. I remember his name. He was more relevant to the story than she was. Also, Igor. Okay. I like the romance aspect of the book. The book was split up into 3 parts, distinctively. It was before the romance, and then after the romance. The romance itself, wonderful. Wonderful time. I had a great time. It was cute. It was cuddly. It was sweet. It was, you know, it was a nice time. Before the romance and after the romance, oh, honey, please, no. Stop. That main character, she had no character development whatsoever. I mean, like, she was just really complacent in the beginning of the book, and then I thought that after the romance, like, she would gain some confidence within herself, and then after, you know, meeting Igor and whatnot, like, she would have grown into herself and become the confident woman. Not to say that a man should give you that, but I was like, somebody need to give her that. Gosh, please. So I thought that she was really gonna get, you know, grow into herself a little bit. But she did not. She did not grow into herself at all. She was very much so just as complacent as the beginning of the book. She was very much so just, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for him to save me, and if he doesn't save me, then I guess I'm not gonna be saved. And it was just really annoying. I was not happy with the main character. You know, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I'm not. Number 3. Khan's Choice by Takara. Okay, my notes say just read your Fable review. That's what my note says. It says just read your Fable review. Okay. Here's what I said. I said, I'm giving it a star because of the cover. I like that the most. I did. That was the cover 8. The cover was mwah, chef's kiss. The cover gave. I really want to get into novellas, but I have a quip. When it comes to stories like this, I get annoyed when the main character has no personality. Like, why is this girl just a walking space filler of this book? She's just there to be the object of Khan's affection, rather than a person with her own actions, feelings, and thoughts. I'd like to see more novellas with fleshed out characters, but I am willing to give the author some more tries. We will see. There, that's all I'm gonna say, because quite frankly, it's a novella, and so therefore, like, I'm not trying to bash it too much, because I understand that, like, it's gonna be harder to kind of get a character's personality across within a short amount of time, especially when you're trying to write for a specific purpose. Okay, so I understand that it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to do that. I get that. But that's my big thing. The main character just had she was just there. Like, she had her own nail shop, and it was like, okay, it's cute, but like, she had her own nail shop, but like, she was just like there. Dude just showed up, and then all of a sudden she was like, yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah, I'll do this. Yeah, I'll do what you want. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like, what? What, ma'am? Okay, I'm done. Okay, so the next book that I read in the month of November was The Blonde Dies First. This book, I did review this one as well in my 5-minute or less review. And I will link it up here and down in the description box below so that you guys can see that video as well. Okay, so this follows our main character, Devin, her twin sister, and their group of friends. They are up against something nefarious as they navigate the summer before their senior year. I liked it. It was cute. It was definitely slasher vibes, and not too many, not too many things annoyed me. Like, I feel like that's how I rate books. Like, if the more things annoy me, the more stars are docked. Okay. But not too many things annoyed me. I like the friendship aspect of the book. I think that was my favorite part of the book, just like watching this group of friends just take care of each other and whatnot. I thought that was really cute. I rated it a 3.75 stars out of 5, and I feel like you should definitely read it if you are into slashers and teen horror films and things like that. The last book that I read in November was The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Okay, so this follows our protagonist, Tao, who lives in a world with a strict societal hierarchy. People at the top feel as though they can treat the people at the bottom however they want. And Tao has basically dedicated his life to showing everyone that he's not gonna let it fly, that he's gonna make sure that he gets revenge on anyone that has hurt him, hurt his family, whatnot. Trying not to. I'm not gonna give away nothing, no spoilers, no nothing. Although I'm pretty sure the entire internet has read this book except for me. So, okay. I love this book so much. I cannot stop talking about this book. It has become my entire personality. It has become my entire personality. Okay? I want to be just like Tao. I love Tao. Tao is great. It's amazing. I rated it 5 out of 5, and I am currently reading number 2 because I couldn't read any other book after reading this one because of how obsessed I was. Literally, when I tell you that Tao is a great protagonist. The other characters in the book are great side characters. Like, I just don't understand. How can someone so talentedly create characters that are just so fleshed out and so beautiful and just so raw and real? Those were all the books that I read in the month of November as a Save It a Flavor reader, aka a slow reader who really likes to immerse herself into her books and linger there for all eternity. I'm making it a thing specifically because, like, I mean, I know that there are people on the internet who literally read 4,000 books, and that's not me. And I don't think it should be me. Because one thing I've realized about people who read that many books in a year or in a month or whatever, they usually don't remember things about the books. I like remembering my books. Although I didn't remember the lady from the Orc Prince name, but that's because I'm selectively forgetting her name. Okay. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.